Hey guys, Rob the Tech Garage here. I wanted to do a video today that showed the difference boost levels that you should expect, so the difference in the amount of boost that you should expect to see based on the different pulleys that you could use for a positive displacement supercharger. So in this case I'm looking at a Whipple, which is on my 2016 Camaro SS, but something similar would apply if you're using a Magnuson or a different positive displacement supercharger, to see that each time you decrease the pulley size, how much additional boost you could expect. So the first example that we have here, this is the 3.625 inch pulley, and this particular one was so essentially this was the stock Camaro with a Whipple supercharger with the can tune that was provided by Whipple. And at this point I was just running standard 91 octane fuel in the car at this point. And this particular one was a quarter-mile run, was 11.52 quarter-mile run. But from the boost level, you can see the boost level here and the different RPMs in the red and the boost level in the white. And you can see at that time, from a boost standpoint, I was, over the quarter-mile run, I maxed out my boost right about there, so it was like 1115 is the max boost that I saw over the quarter-mile run. And from a range standpoint, I think I actually down in here or right there, so the minimum I saw was like 714. So it really ranged within 1 pound there. So let's say from the low 714 to just over 8 at 813. As a comparison, so if we drop now, I'm going to change the pulley. So I'm going to pull up a different one. The pulley's the 3.5 inch pulley. So dropped 1/8 of an inch in the pulley here. There's the 3.5, so this is a 3.5 inch pulley. This was another quarter-mile run, 10.77 quarter-mile run, and the boost again is in the white line here. And then once the boost actually builds up to where it peaks out, maxes out here, we're at 851 here, and then it drops to 795 there. And then we ended up actually peaking out on this one at 907. So our peak's 907. With the 3.625 inch pulley, we were at 813. So we picked up about a pound of boost in the vehicle. And this right here, from a low, we were down into the low 791 range. So a high of just over 9 to a low of just under 8. And compared to the last one, we were 8 pounds max and we got down to around 7. So we picked up about a pound of boost across the range. Keeping in mind, in order to actually change your pulley side, you're going to have to add octane, and and potentially additional fueling. So when I went from the 3.625 inch pulley down to the 3.5 inch pulley, from a fueling standpoint, I had added the LT4 high pressure pump, LT4 injectors, and also the ZL1 in-tank pump. I was still running on 91 octane fuel at this time, so you could run the 3.5 inch, but you have to add additional fueling in order to actually add that. So next we will look at the next size pulley down, so a 3.375 inch pulley. So we'll drop another 1/8 in pulley size here. And we actually see a pretty substantial increase here when we do that. So this is another quarter-mile run. This was a 1039 run. And from a boost standpoint, we actually end up maxing out boost at 1144 here. And keep in mind, just that on a 3.5 inch pulley, we were at just over 9. So almost a pound and or actually almost 2.5 pounds of boost difference there. So a pretty substantial increase in boost from just going from a 3.5 down to 3.375. From a low standpoint, we're dropping below 10. We dip down 963 here, and we dip down to 1058 there. So from the previous one, we're running about 2.5 pounds of boost. From a max standpoint, from 9 to 1143. From a low standpoint, previously from a low on the last pulley we saw around 8 pounds of boost, and now a low we're at 90.63, so about a pound and a half of boost. So max 2.5 pounds, low range about a pound and a half, so probably about 2 pounds of boost pickup over the entire period of time. Now the last one we'll look at here, we're going to drop another 1/8 inch pulley. One other thing I'll mention is that in order to actually go to this 3.375 inch pulley, I had to add meth injection to the car. You have to add additional octane to the car in order to actually do that. The other option would be is you could go to race fuel at that point if you wanted to do it, but you're not going to go to this pulley with just the LT4 fueling, high pressure pump, injectors, and the intake pump as well. You're going to need to add some additional octane. You can either do that through going to race fuel, or you can do that by adding meth injection to the car. This actually, I think, was a combination of meth injection and also some mix of E85 and 91 octane. But we'll go to the last one here, 3.25 inch pulley. So there's the 3.25 inch pulley. Another 1/4 mile pass here. So this 1/4 mile pass, this particular one was a 10-11 1/4 mile pass. And on this one, the difference is that, so our max boost was 1183 on this one in that area. Well, 1185, 1186, 1187. So 1187. And the previous pulley, the 3.375 inch pulley, was 1143. So we're not seeing a big increase in max boost. I mean, it's less than a pound. It's less. It's close to a half pound or even a bit less. But what we are seeing is we are seeing the boost, the low boost, at a higher level on here. So the low boost here is 1073. Low boost here is 1045, 1048, whereas before we were seeing the low boost get down to the 963. So we've almost picked up a pound in the low boost and maybe only a half a pound in the high boost, but probably a pound across the entire 1/4 mile. So we're probably picking up on average about a pound of boost going from the 3.375 to the 3.25. The other thing that this could be suggesting is that I'm seeing some kind of belt slippage at the upper end of these, the 11.84, just because I didn't pick up much from a total max boost standpoint, so there could be a little bit of belt slippage. And the 3.25 inch pulley I'm using here is the Whipple. There's Grip Tech, there's some other ones out there, and I've debated switching to those. The other option is that you could switch out the lower pulley, and then you'd have to change the upper pulley. That's another option that you have to do at a certain point. So I'm kind of approaching that if I want to boost anymore. So anyways, a little bit of information there. So if you're contemplating switching out pulleys on your positive displacement supercharger, specifically here, the Whipple supercharger, you can kind of think about what kind of additional increase in boost that you'll see by doing that. The other thing I'll mention here, to go to this 3.25 inch pulley, this is where I added a second meth injection nozzle to my car. So in order to actually run this next pulley, I had to add more fueling to it. I had to add more octane to it to get it to go into the next pulley. So every time you decrease the pulley size, you're adding boost. Additional boost requires either additional octane, additional fueling, or a combination. And you'll also have to make sure you adjust your timing while you're doing that too, to make sure that you're not getting any excessive knock in the engine as well. So next up, I think we'll talk more about changing these pulleys, but what we'll look at next is we'll look at what kind of tuning that you'd have to do, and what you'd actually need to do to change the tuning in your car in order to actually get your air fuel ratio, get your timing correct in order to drop this. So drop down and change out your pulley. So until next time, guys, leave any comments below and let me know what you think about the proposed series here of talking about the changing out of the pulleys, and also the tuning required in order to change those out, and the fueling required. Always, like, subscribe. Thanks, guys.